Next up is going to be the torso of the Wing Gundam real grade. Now, we will need this part, followed by this one, which I believe is the neck part. It goes right there. Then we have this part here. That connects to this. And that connects over here. And then we put these two together like so. Then we take this connector, which goes there, I guess. All the way this one that goes here. Hold on. I think it's the other way. Yeah, it's the other way. So that one goes here. And that one. Come on. There we go. So it looks like that. There are other armored parts that goes around it. And then we have this one, which is the neck part, which goes here. Now, these little parts right here is the connection of the side joint, you know, the connection to the joints in the arms. So I have to take this one. We use this for now. Then we take this, connect it to here. So it's like that. Then we take this, point that in that direction, and then this goes in here. Let me put this one on first. There we go. And then that one goes here. So it looks like this unusual contraption-like thing. Now we gotta do the opposite direction. So that goes there. That goes here. If I'm facing it that way, then I'm facing it this way. Push it down. And then put that here. Now, I'm going to go back to this one. That's pointing it in that direction. And then we have this little part that goes there. And then I think, since that's the vent, that goes here. There we go. So that goes like that, and that goes like that. Hold on a second, that doesn't look right. I think it goes out. No, you know what? I had it wrong. It goes the other way around. There we go. See, that looks right. With the vents in that curvature, based off the original design. Well, the current design, of course. But this is very small. My God, how small this kit is going to be. Hopefully with the armored parts, it will look better, but we will get the most out of this kit. All right, that completes the torso. Let's move on to the next part of the build. Alright, so the next part of the build is going to be the arms. And in the middle of me preparing and record, I forgot to hit record and I built a few things here. There are the white parts here that I brought in, and I put on these two, which was very difficult to put in, but I'm going to have to remove it later on for me to paint just the grays away from the white, as well as this part here. So I'm sorry if I'm skipping these parts, but I didn't feel like popping this out yet. So for this to work, you take this part here, and now I gotta remember how I did this the last time. That goes here. That goes there. Sorry. Followed by this one that goes there. And then that one goes there. Like that. You know, eventually I'll have to remove the whole thing again, but yeah. Alright, so this one goes here. So this completes this. Now, we have this part here. This is the connection to the shoulder to the forearm. You have these little parts here. One goes here. One goes there. And this is where you need this. Slide that in there. Then you put this part here. And this one there. And then you push this in. If you don't have this, the two parts doesn't lock in. You need this one to hold it in. And we have this section of, I'm going to put the fists on. And there we go. That is the arms of the real grade Wing Gundam. Very small. Obviously a little thin, but hopefully with the armor it'll look better. Okay, let's now move on to the next part of the build. Alright, so the last part is going to be the head, and there are more parts that you see here, especially the face mask, the chin, but I'm not putting that on because it's going to be probably going to give me a bit of a headache to remove. Right now I'm putting on the one part that will hold up the head together and connect to the body. So we have this little part here that slides into the clear part. If we can get in there. There we go. And then when that goes through here, and then this one connects to that here. I'm not going to push it all the way because I definitely need to sand that down there. You could actually see the parts of the eyes, which in the manual it shows what to do if you want to use the stickers or you want to paint it. I'm going to try to see if I can cut, maybe I can do one of two ways. I can cut masking tape to cover this, or use the masking, the stickers that comes with the kit to put it on the eyes, so when I airbrush it, it's painting everything except the eyes, and then I'll just peel it out. However, there may be residue that's left behind by the stickers, so maybe I can just try to use a masking tape and then put the stickers over the masking tape and then scribe it, you could say, or cut it and then put it on. But that completes the head. Let's put this kit together and see how it looks like overall. Alright, here are all the inner frame parts that makes up the real grade Wing Gundam. Let's put it together and see how it looks overall. We'll begin with the waist and the legs. That connects to that there. This one connects to this one here. Yep, there's a snap. Didn't feel the snap on this one, but that's okay. Now we gotta really open it up. like that, and then turn it. Okay. Now, there's no locking mechanism, so you just gotta stick it in there. That goes in like that. That goes in like that. And then this goes in like that. And then we form the head. Somewhat. And there you go. There's the inner frame skeleton of the real grade Wing Gundam. There were thrusters here which was a darker tone color, more like a brownish tone, which after reviewing it, I'm definitely going to have to probably do that, another two-tone color there. So I didn't put it onto this. And didn't see anything else around here that needed it. But it looks really nice. The leg area is good. Very sturdy, very strong. There are parts that can come off easily, but again, it's like the same thing with this one, which is more fragile. Is required here to hold it into place. Skirt is good. I kind of do like how it is. I know the side skirt may be wrong, so I'll review that. As for the arms, they turn pretty good, and they could bring that up to there. You know, I wish I had the, well, didn't think about it, but I wish I had the entry grade Wing Gundam that we're all going to get. It's going to be an interesting kit to see when I put it next to this one when I get it. Let me adjust this so you guys can see it. Yeah, I'm impressed with how Bandai was able to get the inner frame like really sturdy and detailed at this scale and this size. And so you guys can understand how it looks. I'm going to get another kit here from my base, which hopefully they don't fall apart. Here's the high-grade aerial. Very small. Now, yes, it doesn't have its armor. It doesn't have its wings, the signature weapon, its beam rifle, its shield. But still, you could see if it was a little bit bigger, maybe up to there, it'll probably reach it. But it looks good. This looks amazing. Oh, I should pull this one out. Hold on. Let me get it. I made it over a year ago. And I guess we could put this right here. The real grade Epyon, which I painted it in Santa Claus colors. There it is. Very nice. Yeah, when I built this Epyon, I was like, whoa, this came out pretty nice. But now that I'm going to be getting my hands on the Zero, I can't wait to put it right next to it. Obviously, it's going to be the same color, maybe, who knows, maybe a different color tone. But after seeing it firsthand at the Anime NYC on display, I was already hooked with that. But yeah. So right now, I still have a lot of parts in their sprues. I did clean up. I did separate everything, but I still need to remove the remaining parts, put them into the respective trays, clean them up, sand them down, and then I'm gonna have to get ready for priming, so I can get that ready for this kit. But yeah, it's not bad. Scale, the height on this is 5 inches, literally a 5-inch kit. Not as big as what we're used to, but detailed as is pretty nice. And I can't wait to transform it into bird mode when the time comes. Okay. Let me clean up the remaining parts, and we will get to priming and painting.